My name is Bledsoe. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois. My dad was a huge griller. He was a Bears fan, and so he had a little small grill with a helmet as the lid. And I remember the first time I saw him smoking, I ran out to the back porch. I said, "Dad, the house is on fire." "Go back to bed, baby. It's not on fire." And I was overwhelmed with the rush of pork smell, hot links, chicken wings. And so that's what he did. And he was an early riser because he didn't like what we call CP time. Usually if you get invited to a barbecue at 1 o'clock, you're not gonna eat until about 3:30. And so he got out to do it early so we all to be eating on time. With grilling, it brings people together. There's a difference from grilling and barbecuing. Grilling is usually your little snack of hot dogs, hamburgers, open flame. But barbecuing, I think of smoking large cuts of pork butt, ribs, rib tips. I think of those. So I love to do both depending on what we're doing. It brings people together, especially in our culture. You have cards, you have dominoes. You bring that all together and it's a joyous occasion. And so I think my dad, he liked to be around people, although he was reserved. And I'm reserved as well, but when you get a good group of people together, a grill could be a ministry tool. And so I love the preparation of grilling. I'm not a pellet guy, but the charcoal, the wood, the crackling of the wood when it's starting to go, the smoke smell that's embedded in your clothes. I think that's all part of the culture of barbecue. And so to have all that and to bring all these people together, it's all worth it. Being together, you hear all these stories that you didn't think your mother or your father did. And so you hear about these embarrassing stories that also brought family together. And I say this as a ministry tool is because outside of Benton Harbor, if you light a grill and you see the smoke everywhere, people will come. And so we're connected to a soup kitchen. So every fourth Wednesday, we get out and we have to do a grilling element. And just to hear the stories of how they grew up, or hear stories about barbecue in Kansas City, or how it makes them feel to have a grilling element every fourth Sunday or every fourth Wednesday for their meal is it's very special. With barbecuing, it's been around for thousands of years. And you know, when I was growing up, I used to hear stories of how barbecue really brought slavery together. They didn't have a lot of hope, but when they were grilling, it was some sense of being together. It was hopeful. So food as a culture is the centralized plate, if you will. And so just having your group of people together. So when I say CP time, colored people time, that's what we call it in our culture. You have to start early or because it takes so long. If you're invited to the barbecue, you come, everybody bring a dish, or you bring ice, or you bring chips, and it's just a thing that no matter how long it takes, the fellowship is always the right thing. Connecting on a common thing, learning a common thing together, I think that's what really brings home the connectiveness.